Here's the hook. If your business is constantly getting undercut by your competitors or struggling to justify your prices, here's a hard truth. You're not standing out enough and you're not clearly communicating your value. Your customers are just seeing you as another option in a sea of options. Meanwhile, your competitors, many of whom aren't even as good as you, are landing premium clients and charging top dollar. Now, why is that? It's because they're leveraging a strategy that pre-sells their clients before the price conversation ever happens. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that strategy is and how to use video to attract better clients who are willing to pay premium prices. And the best part is, they'll understand your value.
Welcome to the I Hate Social Media podcast, where we cut through the noise and get real about video marketing and social media strategies that actually work. No fluff, no hype, just the raw truth. Here's your host, Micah Durling.
I'm Micah Durling, and I've spent years helping businesses just like yours utilize video to stand out, attract better leads, and convert high-value clients. I've seen firsthand how businesses that utilize the right kind of video marketing, they don't just compete on value, they dominate their space. Today, I'm going to show you how you can use video to stop competing on price and attract quality clients who value your relationship right from the first meeting. Here's the truth. If your brand, messaging, and marketing look like everybody else's, the only thing left to compete on is price. Like, that's it. You're just like everybody else. The only thing left now is price. They're not looking at your website and seeing high quality video, which, by the way, comes in the form of testimonials. We talked about that on our last episode. They're not looking at it and seeing what separates you, what differentiates you from everyone else. And there's a reality that comes with that, and that is the only thing left is price. And so we want to do things that move us and move our clients beyond price so that they're not thinking just simply what's the lowest price, but what's the best value. And that's what video has the power to do. And that's kind of what we're going to focus on today. High-value clients don't just want a service. They want confidence in their decision before they ever reach out. Meaning, by the time a client calls, they're probably, I don't know what the percentage is. We could probably figure this out, but they're probably like halfway through their decision-making process. In other words, am I saying in other words twice? I don't know. But they've already shopped. They've already narrowed the list down to 1, 2, or 3 other choices. Now, here's the truth. If they're calling you, that's great. It means you're one of 3 options, and now you're going to put your best foot forward and all that stuff. My concern is this. What about the people that aren't calling you? And they're not calling because they don't have that pre-call confidence, right? The people that have called you, they saw something, they heard something, a friend mentioned you, but we all know this. Sales really boils down to touches. There's more to it than that. But if someone's going to do business with you, there's going to be a series of touches before they actually say yes to your product or service. Your competitors are positioning themselves as a premium option. And what you're doing is you're trying to make up that ground that they've already accomplished. I mean, they're already several yards ahead of you in this decision-making process for your customer. You've got to start from, essentially from zero, or almost zero anyway. You see what I'm saying? So if your competitor has video and it's on their website, it's compelling, it's telling the story. It doesn't even, the crazy thing is, it doesn't even matter if that business is better than yours or not. The reality is the video is already converting the customer just simply by building trust, and they're believing what they're seeing. That your competitor has a testimonial video, you're watching that, or they're seeing some of your competitor's work, and they're thinking, man, that looks really nice. And then they come over and they're like, I just want to at least check out some other options. They come to website ABC, your product or your service, and they don't see video. You're starting behind the 8 ball. They may or may not even make a phone call, but you're asking them to take that extra first step, to just kind of trust you for no reason. The competitor that has the video is saying, hey, you can trust me, and here's why. Don't take my word for it. Listen to my customer. The power of that is so compelling that I think you and I would both agree. If you were sitting across this table from me and we're just having a cup of Joe, and I said, look, all things being equal, if you're looking at website A and website B, Website B has all kinds of great video, testimonials, the brand, they're sticking out, versus website A that's got some photos, maybe a couple of texts. Which one are you personally going to be more attracted to? You already know the answer. So when we're having this conversation about what's the value of video and how does it affect our competition on price, you already know the person that has that built-in trust through video can charge premium prices because the trust is built in. You have the opportunity through video to pre-sell, to kind of prime the sale pump for your client. So when they come to you, they've seen your premium work. When you start talking price, they're not in the back of their mind trying to figure out how to justify the price because they've seen your work. Look, there are 3 things that are necessary to kind of break free from the let's only talk about price model. Number 1, you've got to differentiate yourself. Video has the power to say, I'm not like my competitor, or I'm not like the guy across town, and here's why. Here's what I do. This is my product, or this is my service. This is what we can do for you. This home could be your home. This service, you could experience this. It's kind of going back to that website A and website B analogy, right? If website B has all the video, right, they are more effectively communicating their value. They're seeing and hearing what makes their service premium versus not seeing and hearing what makes this other service worthwhile. You're just starting with the client on 2 different points. You can either have them halfway up the field, or you can take them from ground zero and rely on your sales team. And I'll bet you have an awesome sales team. You have to, because they've got ground to make up. Man, how awesome would it be though to give your sales team a leg up though through some video? And finally, third thing. The third thing is that you pre-frame the sale, and this is kind of what I was alluding to. You pre-frame the sale before price even comes up. If they're differentiating you, if you have differentiated yourself, if you have clearly communicated your value, you have pre-framed the sale, you primed the pump so that when your salesperson actually starts meeting, talking, trying to understand the needs of your client isn't thinking primarily about price. Of course, they're still thinking about it. Everyone still thinks about it. But your customer is thinking primarily about what they want and the ease of getting it. All right, so let's drill into differentiating a little bit here. Video is the ultimate brand separator. It has the ability, most businesses blend in to everyone else. I call it white noise. I call it market white noise. Video has the ability to raise up your brand above that white noise. And here's what's crazy about video and branding and all of these things to me. You might ask yourself, well, what if everybody had video? To me, I don't think that would matter. Video has the ability, as you tell your story, as you show off the work that you do, the great work that you do, you're able to give voice. And I mean, literally, you're able to give voice on what differentiates you and what makes you different. I think that at that point, you're actually finally competing on a level playing field. If you don't have video, this is kind of the bulk of my point in almost all of my content. If you don't have video, you are not starting on a level playing field. You are starting behind. And you'll have ground to make up, whether that's through sales or some other form of marketing. You got to make it up. When you have video, testimonials, brand video, when you have really knockout stuff happening on social media, then you've moved the ball forward. You've moved the conversation forward and differentiated yourself. You have created and carved out a segment of customers that are looking at you saying, this company is great. Video instantly sets you apart. People can see your personality, your process. By the way, I've seen a number of websites that have an hour process page. That's super great. I think the only downside to that is that there's no video showing the process. Do you know how much people read these days? They don't. People are reading less today than they ever have in the history of the world. There's less books. That's why Audible exists. People are watching more video to learn. They're not reading textbooks. I mean, I don't know about you. In my world where I live, technology is just moving too fast. print can't keep up. It can't. I mean, that's why even newspapers are going digital, because that can be updated in seconds. But in the education field, when it comes to learning new things, the technology, I'm going to say it this way, the technological landscape is changing so quickly that the only way to assimilate, to learn, to kind of acclimate yourself to this new landscape that's ever changing is video. Your customers are already primed that way. And so if they're coming to a text-based website, I mean, this is literally happening. They're just looking at it all going, oh, yeah, whatever, click. But if there's video, that's a single click. I'm just going to kick back, watch it. I might not even watch the whole thing, but it's long enough. It's long enough for them to be able to see your personality, to see your brand, and to at least put you on a top list saying, all right, that's one. I'm going to consider that one. Especially when they're starting to shop. And here's the real kicker. It's no longer about price. Man, if they got to dig around your website and read a book to understand what your business is about, they're not probably even going to call. And those that do are going to be looking at you in that white noise and just saying, okay, how much does it cost to do X? First conversation is price. And that's what we want to push back against. When potential clients see a well-produced video, they see you as an authority on that very topic. Brand videos are powerful because they get to see your personality and all that, but they start to see not just your brand, not just your work, maybe even throwing in a snippet from a testimonial. You start to become a powerhouse in that field, right? Whether you are a pool company or a construction company or a plumber, an electrician, it just doesn't matter. You can become authoritative in your field simply by having some key videos on your website. All right, so we've said a lot, and I want to distill this down so there's no confusion here. What do you do now? What are some action steps that you should take right away? First thing is a brand video. We talked about this last time. Brand video and testimonials. A significant, significant. Okay. Creating a signature brand video that tells your story and gives voice to who you are, shows why you're different. And a really good brand video is one where your producer is listening to who you are. They're not trying to make you into something you're not. They're just trying to display the great that you already are. You've worked hard to build your company into something special. A great brand video is just going to highlight that. And that's powerful. Second, use video testimonials. Instead of just plain text reviews, and that kills me. Every time I look at somebody's website and I just see these text reviews, I'm like, I just think, what a missed opportunity. Your customers, there are customers and clients of yours that are willing to take time out from their lives to get in front of a camera, nerves and all, to tell your story. Let them. I mean, even if in the end, and you don't have to put this up front if you feel like it'd be a little dishonest, even if at the end, when everything's all done, you give them a gift card just as a thanks, a $250 gift card or $100 gift card, just a way of saying, hey, I appreciate what you did. They want to do this for you, and they want to do it for free. That's why I say the gift card afterwards is a nice touch, but it's often not necessary. I have found that most clients in doing the testimonial, they love, hear me out, hear me in this, they love the work that you did for them even more. So let me put this out there in front of you. If you have a client that's really happy about the results and you're like, oh man, I wonder if they'd be open to doing a testimonial, you don't have to call them. I will call them. Your video producer should do that for you. That's the job. But we reach out to them and we say, hey, would you be willing to do a brief testimonial? Shouldn't take more than a few hours of your time, to just explain what you love about what this company did for you. They say yes. We do the interview. Everything's great. And at the end, in the beginning, they're excited about your product or service. I'm just telling you, they are. They always are. They love your service. They love what you did. They love how you delivered it. They love everything about it. And then they get to the end, and having actually like vocalized that experience, they're reflecting now on that. And guess what happens? They're going to go and tell all of their friends. Video is so much more beyond than just creating video, especially testimonials. You turn customers from, hey, I really like this company, into raving fans. So why not tap into that? They already love your work. Let them be part of the team. That's what video does. That's what testimonials do. All right, third, show your process in action. Show people what it's like when you guys show up, how the process works, how the whole thing unfolds, what it's like midway through, maybe even answering kind of some of those preliminary questions. You're really putting their minds at ease that, like, as this thing goes, there might be some questions, but there's answers. You're hand holding through the process, but in the end, they get this awesome service, this awesome product, whatever it is, something that they can be excited about. They're seeing something go from concept to accomplishment, and video does that. They've almost been on the journey already before they ever do business with you, before they ever sign a contract. They've already kind of been through it. So they know what to expect. Fewer questions, fewer hangups, fewer problems. They're more likely to simply ask questions rather than be upset that something didn't happen the way they expected. But that's all stuff that we can take care of pre-sale through video. And to that point, high-value clients don't want to guess what makes you different. They want clarity and they want confidence. Video gives that clarity and confidence. So when they start going through the sales process, when it comes to the actual service process or product installation or whatever it is for you, they've already had that preliminary experience. They already have some sense of what to expect. And that is a confidence builder. And what you really want your client to feel throughout the process is confidence. The more you can deliver on that, and listen, I know this. I know this is probably true about you. You're already a successful business owner for a reason. And it's because you're able to instill that confidence in your clients and your customers. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is that video can do it for you because you can't be everywhere at once. And you can't hold everyone's hand all the time. Even if you want to, and trust me, I do. I wish I could. It's not possible. I need something that's an extension of myself, and that's what video is. But video helps potential clients visualize the impact of working with you before they talk to you. And that's kind of what we're saying. It's just priming that pump and giving them confidence and understanding before the process even begins. That helps your sales team. That helps your service team. That helps your installation team. It helps everyone. And honestly, it streamlines your business and makes your processes that much more simple or easy to understand. And customers that see easy want to do business with you. A question is, how do you use video to communicate value? And that's a great question. You could, for example, create an explainer video that shows exactly what you do and why it matters, right? That's what explainer videos do. They're kind of mission focused. They have that singular purpose of saying, hey, if you do business with us, this is what that's going to feel like. Another one is using a video case study. I'll be honest, not many business owners do these, and I think they're missing out. Using a video case study enables customers to actually see real-world examples of not just your work, but like the process of your work. In other words, whatever it is you do, the product or service that you provide is solving a problem. I mean, we can argue about what the problem is, but you know what it is, what you do, your service, your product, you know the problem that you're generally solving. It could be multiple problems, but your customer gets to see their problem getting solved for someone else. That enables them to visualize themselves getting their problem fixed by you, and that's what we want. We want that. The other way that video can create value is as you create targeted ads. You are putting the value of the service or product that you provide out in front of customers before they're looking. We don't know, you can't know, no one can know when a potential client or customer is going to start looking for the service or product that you provide. Just if you are a restoration company, you have no idea when a flood's going to happen. Neither do they. They don't know when they're going to have a house fire. What you want is when they have that problem, you want them thinking, "Oh, I know who to call." That name just kind of pops up, right? I have a client that is a restoration company, and I'll just say this: they have told me, because they're not this, they've told me that the alternative is being a fire engine chaser. In other words, somebody's house is burning down, and like while they're watching the smoke rise from the ashes, there's somebody sticking a card in their face saying, "Hey, we can help with that." And that's really kind of yucky. You want somebody who already knows your brand. You don't want to stand out in that way. When somebody's really going through a difficult time and it feels like you're trying to make a buck, you want to have your brand stand out before that happens. So when it happens, they can push that person away and say, I already know who I'm going to call. Thanks. You want that to be you. So now what? The explainer video and targeted ads and all that stuff. What's a good action step in that direction? Look at your website and look over your marketing and ask yourself, where could video make my value clearer faster? And that's where you need to begin. That's where you need to start. The other power of videos is I've talked about this already, but the pre-framing the sale before the price conversation even happens. Use video to create demand. The best businesses don't start with pricing. They start with positioning. Okay. Video builds demand before the sales process begins. It's before the client ever even speaks to you, right? And that's what video is doing. It's kind of creating a pent up demand so that when you have that initial conversation, price is not the first point. And that's what you want. You want to get customers beyond that so that we're not just simply discussing price. You will eventually. You don't want that to be the first thing they're thinking about. If price is the first thing they're thinking about, then that tells you that that's what you're competing on. And you need to move potential clients past that. So when potential clients are seeing your content,